All right, we're going to go over a stretch series that can be done either on the floor or on the bed. A floor is best because the harder surface is going to just help with some of the core work that we do. But if the bed is best for you, then it'll make it work. All right, here we go. I'm going to start on your back. Now on the back, we're going to go shoulder blades back and down. Make sure you kind of lift the hips up, get those settled. And we're going to go with the left leg straight out on the bed or ground. And we're going to take the right knee, both hands, or you can use a towel around the leg if that feels better, or a strap. And we're going to pull the knee towards the right shoulder. And I'm actively pushing down my left thigh towards the floor as I pull this other side towards my shoulder. And then we're going to roll the ankle around a few times. Begin to focus on your breath. After about 3 rotations, 3 to 5 one way, go ahead and switch the other way. And as you're stretching, you want to be in a place that you can breathe and you're never wincing as you stretch. We're going to switch sides, extend that leg out, pull the other leg up, knee towards the same side shoulder. And again, we're actively pushing that right leg down as we pull this one up, and we're going to rotate the ankle around. So as I was saying, you want to be able to focus in on your breath and not feel like the stretch is challenging you so much that you can't take a deep breath while you're holding the position. So if it's really painful, or if it's painful at all, you're stretching too much, something's going on, so come out of it and relax that down. Now we're going to go double knee to chest, so just getting both legs. You can hold on the shins or the knees or grab behind the thighs. And we're going to just pull in towards the chest and gently rock side to side. Take about 3 deep breaths here, 3 to 5. As a society, we tend to breathe quite shallow. We don't oftentimes take the time to really breathe deep. So try to use this time to get a nice deep breath. It's going to help your nervous system to calm down, help your body to heal and recover. All right. Relax out of that double knee to chest. We're going to go ahead and keep the knees bent. We're going to put the feet flat on the ground, and now either relaxing the arms at the side or on the hips, shoulder blades back and down, and we're going to come up into a hip bridge. So wherever you feel comfortable here, just engaging the glutes, pushing the hips up, and then relax down. And then again, driving the hips up. See if you can come a little higher as long as it doesn't give any pressure into the low back. And then down. Notice I'm coming down nice and controlled. And we're going to drive up, push a little bit higher as able, engaging those glutes. See if you can get different parts of the glute to fire. Wake up all those muscles back there and slowly lower down. I'm going to go 2 more. Should make a total of 5. Driving up. Breathing. Nice and slow on the down. And last one. Drive it up nice and tall. Maybe tall is not the best word, just nice and open, and very slowly lower down. All right. Next, we're going to do a little bit of abdominal bracing. So we're going to work on the posterior pelvic tilt. So from a neutral position, you can imagine if you were to put your hands underneath your back, you want to be rocking your pelvis back to where you're taking your spine and pushing it into the floor. So if you had your hands there, they'd be pushing your hands down into the ground. So we're just going to keep our shoulders neutral, hips neutral, and go from like a forward rocked position to then rocking back. And when I rock back, instead of sucking your stomach in, think about pushing out. So you're bracing. We're just going to hold this for about 5 to 10 seconds. Got that pelvis and the low back pushing into the ground. And you want to ideally breathe as you're holding this position. And then we're going to relax. So if that was challenging for you, just keep with that. If you're like, I got that, that felt good, then we're going to add a little bit to it. So we're going to go back to that posterior pelvic tilt, bracing, pushing out on the abdomen, and then nice and controlled, keeping that back flat. You're going to slowly lift 1 foot off the ground. Not very high, about maybe 6 inches, and then slowly lower down. Again, focus on bracing throughout. Then we're going to switch legs. Push the low back into the floor, Lift the opposite leg up off the ground, nice and controlled, and slowly lower. Good, we're gonna go 3 times on each side, so 2 more. Low back flat. Slowly lift the right leg up off the ground. Continuing to push the back into the floor, relax down. And let the hips relax and the core relax for a second, and then rock back. Then we're gonna go left leg. Down, relax. Posterior pelvic tilt, and right leg up and down. If you want to do a few more of those, if that feels good for you, something that you're working on, by all means feel free to pause the video and do a couple more. Otherwise, we're going to go into the next piece. And what we're going to do here is we're going to roll over and come onto all fours. Okay. So once you get up onto all fours, we want to have the hands placed underneath the shoulders, about shoulder width apart, and I'm making a point to make a nice wide handprint to help support through the wrists nice and solid. And then I have my knees positioned right about hip width apart as well. Keep my body nice and square, and we're just going to start by lifting your left arm straight out, and then if you're able, also lift the right leg straight out. So pushing up nice and strong, extend out, and then bringing it back down. We're going to go the opposite of that. I'm going to go right hand, pushing strong through this side, left leg, extend, engage in those glutes as you reach, and then backing in. Good. Switching sides, nice and controlled, extend out. Pause in those in positions. So squeezing the glute, reaching the arm, pushing through the shoulders, drive up, and down. So my breathing on this one is I'm breathing in, holding. How does I bring it back down? In and lift. Out, bring it back down. Good. Once again, if you want to pause and add a few more reps on each side, by all means, just give the video a pause. Otherwise, we're going to switch positions, bringing the toes together, walking the knees out, and just gently reach the arms out in front and rock the hips back towards the heels. We're going to go into what's called child's pose. In the yoga world, breathing into the back, you can bring your forearms down. And if this isn't super comfortable for you, you can use like a pillow, or I have a block here where you can go hands up, elevated a little bit so it's not as intense. And now just focusing on the breath. Take some nice deep breaths into the back of the rib cage. Try to think about, like, where do I not get oxygen to? So just try to feel your lungs in different areas and send the air to the edges of the lungs. So think about breathing into the back of my rib cage and then into the sides. And one more, think about breathing into the lower front.